If you don't mind, let's take a moment for the sponsors so they can keep the lights running and keep West Virginia and Commonplace going. 1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. Stamps.com brings the service of the United States Postal Service and the UPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're in an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, supplies, or equipment. Within minutes, you're up and running, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. And you'll get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. No traffic, no lines. Cut the confusion out of shipping with Stamps.com's new rate advisory tool. You can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and with my promo code POD, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in POD. That's Stamps.com, promo code POD, Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. Welcome to West Virginia and Commonplace. Today I got a very special guest, Calvin Unruh. Now let me tell you a little bit about Calvin Unruh. Me and Calvin Unruh went to school together. Mainly, it's odd. Mainly middle school. We rode the bus together. He was on the end of the bus route and the beginning of the bus route going home. So he had a trio with him. It was him. It was a guy named Nathan McGuire, Mike Kidd, all three of them. All of them. And the ironic thing is all of them grown up now, and they're all different sizes. But I swear to God, when we were in school, y'all all were almost the same size. I mean, I've always been big, but y'all guys were just the same size. So, Calvin, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm 35. I live in Madison Heights, Virginia. I work at Westover Dairy, which is it's owned by Kroger. It's a distribution center. And I have 5 kids and married, and I don't know, just regular guy. But I've been doing the local guy thing for, probably since it started pinging my phone. And probably been about 12 years.
12 years on it. And that's one thing, a beautiful lady named Amy between us, not between us in a bad way or good way, just between us. She spoke very highly. And you got a nice young son too, also.
We'll get to talk 9 months.
We'll get to talk about it in just a moment. But she always talks about you being a local guide, and you do the same thing that I do. So explain to my audience what a local guide is and what you do.
Okay, a local guide is someone that, I go to a lot of places because I've had 82 cars. I buy cars and I'll fix them up and sell them. And I go to different cities and stuff to get deals. And when you go into a place, the Google Maps will ping you and let you know, do you know this is a place? And leave a review on it, take a couple pictures of it, and let people know what you think about it or what you didn't think about it. And that helps people where if they're looking for a good place to go for tire repair or a good dentist or anything like that, they check your reviews at the places. Higher, reviews and pictures and everything. It's just been going on different places, and then every now and then I'll get a Gmail showing me that how many people's viewed it, and it got to where I was seeing 10,000 views, 8,000 views. So then it really made me just want to keep doing it.
Okay, and my extent of this is I'm not going to every single place like you. I'm a big boy, and I've always been one. So all I do is I go review restaurants. I travel hardcore. Pretty much, I go everywhere on the East Coast and halfway into the Midwest. I don't go any further than Michigan or Indiana. So I hit all these restaurants. Cincinnati was a big place last year, and a few other places. So I do something similar to what you do, but you do it on a more extreme level. So let me ask you this real quick. What is your favorite place that you've ever reviewed?
All right, my favorite place to ever review would probably be Driver Motorsport down on Wharf Road. Lynchburg, Virginia. Well, I guess it'd be Rustburg, Virginia. That'd be my favorite. It's like a car import place that imports Japanese cars and retags them and sells them in America. Pretty nice.
Okay, so have you picked up anything exclusive from there yet, or what are you driving these days? What are you working on?
Well, right now I got I had a 2006 Audi A4.
Woo!
And I had my baby, which is a 97 BMW 328 IS. And then we just recently picked up a 94 Honda Del Sol almost picked up. Then I got my ST, and I got a couple vehicles. Nothing new. I don't do a whole lot of new stuff, but I'll buy them older and fix them up.
And after we're done with this podcast, you got to send me some pictures of the Honda Del Sol because I might be interested in buying that once you fix it.
I do got it. It's sanded down right now, but it'll be nice when I'm done.
And one thing, just getting off topic, the area we're from an area where people cruise in cars. Ward's Road growing up. If you had a good car, you cruise. Even if you didn't have a good car, you rode with someone that had a good car, and you cruised up and down the road. Now, I'm surprised at everything you just said, that you didn't say anything about a 3000 GT or anything like that. None of that sparks your interest?
I've had a 350. No, I had a G35. I've had two G35, Infiniti G35, which is the 350Z pretty much, but with a back seat. And I've had German cars, but I've had some kind of wild cars. I've had trying to think. No, I know 3000 GTs. I haven't had any Mitsubishis, but a Lancer is all I've had of Mitsubishi.
Okay, because I'll tell you the one car that is my dream car, and I think I'm just going to buy it next year. I always wanted a 94 Dodge Stealth. Something about that Dodge Stealth. I know there ain't nothing but a...
yeah, I do know what the Dodge Stealth is. That was when Mitsubishi and Chrysler was kind of crossing over. The Stealth is the same thing as the Eagle Tylon. No, the Dodge Stealth is the equivalent of the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. At that time, I think Dodge and Mitsubishi had an Eagle, also had a couple cars that were all the same.
Yeah, the Talon, Plymouth Laser, and a bunch of other little things. It was something about
Laser, the Mitsubishi Flip, and the Eagle Talon. Yep.
That's wild. Pretty wild out there. Now, getting back to this.
I find a Dodge Stealth that is ragged out, though.
Yeah, and that's been my problem. And like me going back and forth between West Virginia and Virginia, I always find one. That thing has 200,000 miles on it, and if it's been rode between West Virginia, I don't want it. You know, you've been through West Virginia.
Yeah.
I always say this.
They are nice cars.
Yeah, I say my rule of thumb on cars is like this: anything that goes past Roanoke and gets closer to me, I don't need to own it. Because anything on the other side of the mountain, it's too rough riding over where I'm at.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, no doubt in that. So let me ask you a little bit more about this local guide stuff. So when you do it, like if you have your children with you, do your children get embarrassed when you're out here doing the local guide thing, or how's that work out?
Oh yeah, yes they do. Because I take real pictures, like not just I'll take one of the outside, but I'm also going to take some pictures of everybody eating and stuff, you know, the dining area.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't let anybody know the picture's coming. It's just like, nah, real time pic. And yeah, people get embarrassed, or they'll have some maybe where they're hold their hand up over their face or something, but I take it anyway.
Now me, I'm a little bit more subtle. I'll take some shots of the food here and there, and it really depends on where I'm at. Like in the bigger cities, because of all the nonsense that goes on now, I'm kind of careful where I'm taking pictures now.
Right.
But beforehand, man, I used to just get out there and I was open with it like you. I didn't care who was in the picture. And then I had one person. I was in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I forgot what restaurant it was. It was somewhere near the university, a little Chinese place. Somebody got offended at that and I took their picture.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow.
I haven't had that problem yet, but I don't really let them know I'm taking the picture either. It's kind of like snap, hidden snap.
So now,
I guess they didn't want everybody seeing them. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been out cheating, doing something crazy. You never know. Now, with you doing,
true.
Yeah, true. You know, you never know. Some people might be out with their mistress or mister, whatever. Now,
you got
Now, around Lynchburg, are there any local eateries? Because this is something where you're still home, not home, but you're around home. Are there any local eateries left that are worth going to?
Yeah, let me think. There's a couple little neat places. There's a nice little taco trailer on the side of 221 that's really nice, where they come out and greet you and everything. I can't remember the name of it. I think La Chorizo, I think, is it.
Now, 221, like close to Forest, or like 221 near Graysville Road?
More like Yeah, right across from Aldi's, more right beside that sheet, like right down from that sheet. Not quite, still Lynchburg, not quite going to Bedford, but about halfway.
Okay, I can see that happening there. That wouldn't be a
Yep.
bad
And then
ride.
downtown's got a lot of little neat places too, like Hot and Cold Cafe. They got a lot of little donut places, like Sin City has come up.
Okay,
Sin, CINN, like Cinnabon.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of coffee shops and stuff that are pretty neat. Sell little sandwiches.
1998, Stamps.com has been an indispensable tool for nearly 1 million businesses. Stamps.com brings the service of the United States Postal Service and the UPS shipping right to your computer. Whether you're in an office sending invoices, a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer and a standard printer, supplies, or equipment. Within minutes, you're up and running, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. And you'll get exclusive discounts on postage and shipping from USPS and UPS. Once your mail is ready, just schedule a pickup or drop it off. No traffic, no lines. Cut the confusion out of shipping with Stamps.com's new rate advisory tool. You can compare shipping rates and timelines to easily find the best option. Save time and money with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and with my promo code POD, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in POD. That's Stamps.com, promo code POD, Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. All right,
Yeah.
so now
I always
where is
think
it?
they're a
Where
little nicer than the big ones.
Now, where is a place that you like to go yourself? Where do you go eat that's local? Not chain restaurant, but what's a local place you go eat?
Chain restaurant that I like to go to. Let me think. Good chain restaurant I like to go to. I guess the one I was just thinking of that at La Chorizo was pretty good. I just went there last Saturday, and that's one I'll probably go back to. They have and they have your choice of steak, chicken, or beef burritos. I put moderate for the price on the review. It's not really cheap, but it's not real high either. But yeah, I like that one. I'll go back to that.
All right,
And it has outdoor seating, so that's pretty nice.
and that's got to be nice because like me, like when I come to town, all I remember is Locaretta's. Locaretta's is such a big chain; they even have them in West Virginia. So I go to my local one, and people
Oh,
think
wow,
I'm
I
back.
didn't know that.
Yeah, we
They
got
were
one.
just around here.
Yeah, we got them in Charleston, West Virginia. And the crazy thing is that when I might post something to Snapchat or something, somebody sees it and they're like, "Oh, he's back in town," and I'm like, "No, I'm home." Now I'll tell you one thing that I do miss from our area. I miss the weenie stand.
Oh yeah, Winnie Stand's nice. They got like 3 of them now though.
They do.
Yeah,
Well,
I have a review in 2 of them. There's one, off Allegheny,
okay.
off Memorial Avenue, and then they got a weenie stand out Boonesboro way.
All right, but they don't have the one in Timberlake no more, or the one downtown.
Nope.
All right, so that tells you. I mean, I come back to town, but like I said, haven't been back to Lynchburg. I'm usually there 3 or 4 days, visit my mom, and leave.
Gotcha.
So what about? Have you been down like I still go to Moore's Hot Dog all the time.
That's a good one.
And I'm trying to think. I don't really think there was anything special in Rustburg.
I mean, there's a Moore's out there on Grays Mill Road. I got a review there. There's a Moore's on Boonesboro. I got a review there. There's Moore's out Waterlick. I got a review there. And of course, the main one's still off 460 East. Appomattox, they still got that one. But yeah, I think it's 4 Moore's now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the owner died and gave it to his son, and the son expanded, which was smart. Should have done it a long time ago.
Yeah, because I mean, I used to remember that I had to go hang out with my homies in Mount Athos or whatever just to go get some good hot dogs because my mom wouldn't take me. And, that was a little drag staying out that way. But, I got the good hot dogs. Now, is there anything else like significant in Rustburg besides Jack's Place?
Jack's Place, I know they are closed for the COVID. Let's see, Rustburg had they got the McDonald's, and all now. Trying to think. What else is in Rustburg now? I guess that's about it. Hardee's still. My sister is the manager at Hardee's, so I've reviewed. It's kind of funny. I've reviewed 17 Hardee's up and down
Lord.
the East Coast. Yeah, that's what it says on my Google Maps. I got 27 McDonald's.
Ooh. What's your favorite McDonald's?
My favorite McDonald's is Madison Heights.
Madison Heights?
Yep. It's got the sofa in it, man. Wi-Fi, sofa, chair, recliners. People go in there and just use the Wi-Fi.
Now you telling me the one right up there by Lowe's?
Yeah, that one. Yep.
Okay, all right, yeah, I can agree with that. They used to have a nice play place when I was a kid. Now,
they got rid of that. I mean, it seems like all the play places are gone. Except for the one on Timberlake, Burger King and McDonald's across from each other on Timberlake. They got play places.
But Timberlake's like a family area, so they're gonna keep something like that. Now,
that place is growing, man.
What is a place that you do not like? What is somewhere in Lynchburg that you just won't go back to?
All right, I've had to leave some bad reviews many a times. The Arby's on Timberlake Road, which is a super nice looking Arby's. It's the one they redesigned and all.
Right there near the little Walmart gas station.
Right before, yep. Right before Timberlake Road runs back into 460 West. I've went in there before and just stood there, and like no one comes to the front, and you're like, okay. And then when they show up, they're like, I'll be right back. I'm like, wow. I counted one time. I waited 11 minutes. I put it in my review. I waited 11 minutes for service. 11 minutes at the counter. This is before all the COVID stuff. I'm like, wow. And then the Burger King on Campbell Avenue, that's kind of rough too. A lot of playing around in the back, and get your order wrong a lot. You got to come inside.
But I always say that the Burger King on Campbell Avenue has always been rough. All of our lives, man. There's never been anything great about that place.
Campbell Avenue. Huh? I lived on Campbell Avenue. It's the whole avenue is pretty rough.
And I mean, in my adult years when I was there in my early 20s, I would frequent that area, but I always knew to get something to eat before I came on Campbell Avenue.
Yep.
Now I'll say this. One thing that I find amazing that you guys have and North Carolina has that we don't have, Bojangles. Bojangles, I review them a lot, and since I've been down here, we have KFC, and then we have one Popeyes in the whole state of West Virginia.
Yeah, heck, we only got our closest Popeyes is Roanoke. That's an hour drive.
Yeah, and that's crazy. And now being down here in North Carolina, I've able to go and eat all three of them in one day, and I realized why I don't eat Bojangles.
Because Popeyes is better.
Yeah, Popeyes is way better. We're talking about the chicken, not the chicken sandwich. But I'm just like,
I know. Yep, yeah. I agree. Yeah,
and it's something. Now I'm always going to love KFC. The best KFC is the one in Madison Heights. Now, when I
that was my first job. KFC in Madison Heights was my first job. Yeah.
Now listen. I don't know if KFC's changed, but it was the one that was right there by Lockerettas. Does that still exist?
Yep, that's the one. That's the one I worked at.
That one, and then that Lockerettas that used to be right there. I call it the original. The original Lockerettas.
That was the very first one.
The original Lockerettas in Madison Heights. If you're an old head like us, that is vintage food. That was how. It may not be the right way for Mexican food to be made or Spanish food,
right,
but it was the right way for us.
To me, that was the closest to Mexico I'd ever been.
Right, and it's the closest I'll ever get. I went to the new one. I went to the new one about 2 months ago when I was in town. It was nice.
New one is better.
The new one's better.
Because it got the outside seating.
The outside seating is nice on it, but it's just not that original one. That original one, I remember as a kid going to Big Lots and grabbing something and then going there. And it was just something about that one. And also, I was surprised, because you're a guide out there, how Madison Heights has stayed relevant with the bypass in there. Because that bypass, you would have always thought would have killed Madison Heights, and it didn't.
Yeah, I thought it would have took everybody out of it, but it really didn't. And Madison Heights, I live in Madison Heights now. It's still busy. Too many people for that little town. Yeah.
Right. Because usually when I cut through the mountains, I come through Buena Vista and all that, and come around that way, and then up through Rockbridge County and all that other stuff on the side of the road, and go see my mom. She lives in Rivermont. But
okay,
yeah. So that's crazy. Now, is there anywhere else that you won't go?
I'm trying to think of somewhere else I won't go. Just restaurant wise, because there's some other places.
Or just any places.
Okay, I got one. The Mr. Tire on Fort Avenue is really garbage. They think if you're 50 years old, you don't know what you're talking about. And trying to think of another one. I had a problem at one, and I told them I was going to leave a bad review. Harris Tire out 221.
Okay, and I can
That was
see
bad.
that. I can see that.
Yeah, they changed some tie rods and didn't tighten my wheel, and my wheel fell off, leaving their parking lot. And all they gave me was a free oil change. I'm like, man, I changed my own oil. That ain't what I'm talking about.
Right. Now, I'll tell you this.
I could have died.
You could have died, definitely. You would have been, your children would have had to come down there and burn that place to the ground. Now, I'll tell you something
I got enough of them.
You got a basketball team, so let's talk about this real quick. Man, you have the array of children.
I do. Let's see. My son just turned 16, September 28th. He drives too.
Well, granddad.
Yeah, he's like 6'1". He's only 16. He's taller than me. I'm only 5'9". But my dad was tall. But then I have a 12-year-old daughter, and then I have I have a 5-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old daughter. Okay. And then I have my 9-month-old son.
Yes. And all of them, Amy does a very great job of posting pictures so everybody in the world can see them, and they're all happy, and it looks like y'all having a good time.
She does awesome with the kids. She really does.
And she was always upstanding in school. You know, we don't dip and dab into people too much, but yeah, she was always a nice person during school and all that too.
Oh yeah, and school spirit and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
still wears Rustberg t-shirts and stuff. Yeah, cheerleader.
So that worked out good for you there. Now I gotta say this, like about the places that you've been to. Do you miss Shanghai Express?
I do. I always like Shanghai Express. Only thing I didn't like is I always drove a lot of lowered cars, and they had that real bad dip.
Right.
You pull in, the real steep hill, that scrape. Yeah, I always scrape. But I would still go through it just because I like to drive through. And it was like, back when I first started driving, which was like 2001, 2002, it was like the only Chinese place around. You wanted Chinese, you went to Shanghai because Kings Island was too expensive. That's just how it was.
And like, I'll tell you, I was so upset that I wasn't in this area. I was working somewhere up in the top of Columbus, Ohio, somewhere. I wanted to come back before they closed, and I was like, that was my first Chinese restaurant that I did my first review on. The R22.
Yeah, Trust was mine in Rustburg. Off Cable Avenue down beside Food Line. Yeah, Trust, that was mine.
Down there by the Food Line and the CVS.
That's it. Yep. That was my first one. That was a hole in the wall, but that place is all right.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. And we have Chinese places like that, but Shanghai really hurt me. I posted something on my Snapchat. I stopped what I was doing. I stopped my job for 15 minutes, and the guys that work for me, I gave them an extra 30-minute break just because there won't be no good Chinese in the world anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
Right, and
I believe COVID affected their business, and they couldn't afford to reopen. Is what I heard, what the newspaper said.
Yeah, and that's tragic because that place. I remember when it used to be Popeyes, and they bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we were little babies. I was probably 3 or 4.
That's back when the street, remember that?
Yeah. And what about the tea room? I haven't heard you say anything about that. What about the tea room? Is it still good?
Yep, tea room is still good. I think there's another one of them. I have 2 tea rooms reviewed. I was looking over my stats before I did the podcast with you. I can't remember where the other one's at, but it is 2 tea rooms now. But yeah, I like the tea room. It's okay. I don't, everybody like, oh yeah, late at night you can run grab it. I would much prefer cookout. It's kind of a rough crowd goes to the tea room after hours.
Right,
and it's kind of like Waffle House. Yeah.
And no offense, but tea room is in a bad part of town. I don't care if it's downtown. That little area. I'm about to go over to Rivermont and I'm gonna be in the hood, and no, don't need that in my life. And
I know. Yeah, I've had a story where I've come outside of the tea room and there was an older man urinating on my car before. So yeah, that got bad. But yeah.
Now I tell you,
so drunk. Yeah.
I don't even want to know what happened.
He probably doesn't even remember that, but
I do. Now I'll tell you this though, it was so many other places like you said, the Waffle House that's up there now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the old Waffle House, not the new one, not the one that's right there by McDonald's, but the old one, and it used to rival IHOP. Now, when I started making decent money, I was working at Norcraft Cabinet Factory. You know where that is, over there off Old Forest Road. So when I started making a little bit of money, I would go on Saturday nights, and I keep a little entourage with me. I didn't even know half the people that were with me, but we would just get a corner booth at IHOP just so nobody could sit down. The food was always garbage there.
I like IHOP.
You like the IHOP there? I think that one's garbage. Man, that food is trash ass.
It's like if you go to IHOP, you better get pancakes because that's about all they're good at. You get a burger or something, it's garbage.
Well, I tried to get a country fried steak, and it was so hard I could break a window with it.
Oh, I know. I also do DoorDash and I do Postmate too, and they're so slow at IHOP. You wait like 20 minutes for an order, almost where you just drop the order if you want to make money. They're so slow at that IHOP.
Yeah, but then again, they've got to feed a large crowd, the Liberty University kids. That's the one thing that I do want to let my podcasters know before we jump off here. Our area is very diverse. We have so many colleges. We got a seminary college or something like that. We got Lynchburg College.
Lynchburg Seminary.
Yep, we
Lynchburg
got
College. Yep.
Randolph College or whatever it's called these days.
Yep, it's called Randolph. Yep.
Yeah, and if there's anything, CVC right there too. That's where everybody goes.
Sweetbriar isn't too far. Sweetbriar is about 20 minutes away from me.
And you imagine all the people come to Lynchburg, so it makes things very slow. All right, Calvin, on my podcast, there's something that I do with everybody. And I hope that you haven't listened to any of my podcasts, because if you have, then you'll know what's about to happen. All right, with this podcast, I ask people something about themselves, or if they have a secret talent, something that nobody knows, because the world's going to know about you, because this is a fairly big podcast, and like I said, I'm not a celebrity. I know I'm a local legend where I'm from, but I'm not a celebrity. But you're a celebrity where you're from. So, so here it goes. Tell us something that nobody knows about you, or a hidden talent.
Okay. Trying to think.
Something good.
Something good. I can't think of any hidden talents I really got. Shoot, I wish I would have known this was coming. I would have thought of something. And I can't. Shoot, you put me on the spot.
I figured I did. I do this to everybody.
But no. See, think of something I'm good at. Yeah. I don't know. I did find out recently that I can do 44 push-ups in a row.
Okay.
I guess that's pretty good. 44.
44, that's not bad.
That was not bad.
Yeah, not a bad number. That I was doing it when I was 12.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I probably got some little quirky one, but I can't think of it.
All right, and we at some point when we come back to get you on the show again, what I'll do is I'll ask you again, and you can give us something, because I know you got something with those cars you work on. There's some kind of talent you got tuning a Honda, tuning something. You can tune some kind of car better than somebody else. I know that there's some kind of be a Nissan.
I can fix just about anything.
Yeah, so next time I have some car issues, I'll have to come see you. I'm definitely
that'll work.
I'm definitely in the market. I'm looking for something. I always wanted to get a Pontiac Firehawk. You know what that is?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I always wanted to get my hands on one, but every time that I find one, some dude wants $25,000. About like how they treat those, just how they treat those GTOs. Like,
yep. I know a guy that had a Firehawk, and he also had another rare car that I looked for. It's called a Chrysler Conquest. I don't know if you remember the Dodge Daytona.
Yeah.
But it was another version of that it came with like a 2.0 turbo 4-cylinder. It was really sweet. Had the fins in the back like the Mustang. But yeah, same thing. He wants like $9,000 for it. It's got holes in the floor. But yeah,
no,
I never got one.
Yeah, and then the only time I ever seen a Firehawk in person, it was a kid we went to school with. He ended up going to Brookville. His name is Gary Mason. He had a Firehawk.
Hey, I remember Gary Mason.
Yeah.
His dad was my baseball coach. Yeah.
Yeah. Gary Mason had the Firehawk, and he took me for a ride in it down Timberlake Road, and I fell in love. And the only way only time I ever got close, I bought a 97 V6. And I bought it just for the looks. I wasn't caring what was going on with it. I had a little kid, so
Yeah.
That's the closest I ever got to it. And then I was like, man, I'm gonna find one when I get old.
Sweet. Yeah, and then that's when they're expensive.
Right.
They're cheaper when they were newer. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I figured the most that I'll ever, be able to do is I'll have to go find like a little Mazda MX something and go from there.
The MX-6.
Yeah, you know exactly. It looks like it's going to do something, but it ain't going to do anything. So that's about as close as I'll
like
probably get.
Pro.
Yeah, like the 4 Pro. We had a buddy on the hill, old Mike Weaver. Remember him? Old Jose?
Yeah, I do.
He had the Firebird and he had that damn Ford Probe, and he used to run that thing like it was the best thing on earth.
He actually had the Ford Probe GT with the V6 instead of the 4-cylinder.
Yeah, you remember?
Yep, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't no joke. But anyway, Calvin, I want to thank you for coming on West Virginia and Commonplace. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I guess shout out to my mom.
She's the one that made you the local guide?
Okay. No, actually, I would say just my phone, and shout out to Amy. She helped make me a local guide.
So Amy made you a local guide. So Amy out there, we're gonna give you this shout out. We probably should have had you on the podcast. We'll try to get y'all both together next time and talk to y'all about life and stuff like that. So I want to say thank you, and once again, West Virginia and Commonplace. I'll be back.